Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want
Mhm.
to thank you all for joining us on day 11 of K1 Konnect Motivation. And we're going to get this show on the road. So, our topics that we're going to talk about today is what is your mindset level? Pick your battles. And we're going to talk about 8 things in reference to picking your battle. And we have 2 motivation quotes for you. What is your mindset level? I was thinking as I woke up this morning that I woke up with a 9 for my mindset level. And I thought about the reason. And my reason was because I was sleepy. I didn't really want to get up. So, because that is my reason, that is so unimportant to me. Now that I'm up and I'm going to start this day and give it my all. So, that's how come I can shift my mindset level to a 10 because I've identified what my reason is. And that is definitely something that I have no control over because I had to get up anyway. So my mindset level shifted from a 9 to a 10. In a few seconds, it did that. And people may ask, well, how can you do that? I can do that because it's my choice. I choose to do it. And I have the power to do it. So my mindset level is a 10 today. Pick your battles. When we say pick your battles, what we're really saying is that try not to get involved with all arguments or a lot of negativity that comes your way, because knowing which battles to fight and which to leave for another, or even actually just walking away altogether, will help you be successful in your business, in your personal life, and again in your business life though. Because if you find yourself fighting too many battles, then what's going to happen? It's going to get you drained, emotional. It's going to take away from you. It's going to take away from your energy. And also it's going to come across to the people that you're connected to, the people that's in your path that day. So you want to be mindful of the battles that you do fight. Number one, it's not your battle. So many times we think that we have to fight a battle that does not belong to us. No, 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 no. Sometimes we can't get involved in somebody else's battle. And a lot of times we're all guilty for that because we try to do that. And parents, I love my parents, but parents are known for that. I see my sister with her children that, boy, if somebody do something, she ready to bam, she ready to jump all down their head. But they're grown, so it's really their battle. Now, if it's something serious that you don't think they can handle, then maybe you can just share your input, but not take the battle over for them, because we don't want to get caught up in that trap. We have to understand, if it's someone else's battle, we have to allow them to fight their own battle. Because if the truth be told, we have enough battles of our own to fight every day. If you think about it, is the battle worth fighting? Lord, we have to ask ourselves that question. Is the battle worth fighting? And I personally, I have to question myself. I have to do that a lot. I question myself because I'm a fast typer and my brain go faster than sometimes I can type. Sounds like I hear someone. What I'll do is, let me just put someone talking, or let me just put the phone, put everybody on mute, because I do hear. Let's do mute all. We want to mute all. Okay, here we go. Okay, so sometimes, as I was saying, sometimes I type fast, right? And so somebody email me something that I think is crazy. I'm like blah 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 blah, and I've typed like 5 paragraphs or so, and then I look at it and I say, no, 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 delete that, because at the end of the day, is it worth it? I let it go. But if it's something that's going to change the person's decision, sometimes you have to say something to people, especially in real estate. But it's the way that we say it. We can't let everything go. And if it's beneficial, or we believe that a positive change is going to take place, then the battle is worth fighting. The battle is worth fighting. But that's where it comes back. We have to learn how to pick our battles. Okay. Number 3. Agree to disagree. You know what? This is one of the things that I use, and I'm always using myself as an example because I guess I think I go through a lot of different things in the course of my day. Is that it's amazing how we're watching the same TV program or we're looking at the same interview, and then we have a different view because we all have a different perspective. You know, I look at, like, when I walk, I see people and they all look different. And so if I say they all look different, then their mindset is probably different at the same time. And so when we disagree with people, most times it's not about is it right or wrong. It's just our difference of opinion. It's our different perspective. So there's nothing wrong, and we have to allow ourselves to agree to disagree. Especially, we all know when it comes to politics and religion, you got to stay away from that because people get downright ugly when you disagree with their views and you have another perspective about it. So we have to learn that. And all of these things, it takes us learning, it takes us doing it over and over so that we can create habits so that we're able to figure out which battles is it worth us picking or not. 4, understand the battle is not personal. And most times it's really not about us. People make their decisions, people thought process comes from their environment, their experience, their wisdom, their common sense. And sometimes their common sense is not the same as ours. And another thing, sometimes people walk around, they're mad at you, and you have no clue that they're even mad at you. And they're going on about their business while you're still holding that inside. Or even if you do come to them, sometimes it's unnecessary because most times people, you know, you're mad at somebody because you thought something. People go, especially, you know, like me, like I say, I use myself as an example. You have to literally tell me that there's something that you want to discuss with me because my energy is not going to try and read anybody's mind. I'm not going to do that. If you can't tell me, then I'm going to go on by my merry way and keep it moving. Pick your battles. Number 5, take the high road. Yes, take the high road. When we have issues with our colleague or anyone for that matter, sometimes we need to learn, or we should learn, how to handle the situation. In other words, what I call class. Don't go after you want to deal with the battle, and then what you do, you start talking poorly about somebody else, or you share information with somebody that's none of their business because you want people to agree with you, or you're trying to get a click. And when we talk about people, when we have that gossip, gossip is good conversation. It's juicy information. So it's easy to start talking about people when you have a battle with somebody else. But you really would appreciate if people don't do you like that, especially if they've shared some things that we call secret. Nowadays, secrets are just no secrets. They just secrets. They have a chain of people who they just go down the road with. So we want to learn how to take the high road. Since I'm talking to real estate agents mainly as a broker, oh my God, so many times I have to take the high road because I'm supposed to, like, okay, it's all right. And sometimes I don't want to, but I have to. I hear things, but I've learned how to take the high road when it comes to that because most times those battles are not worth me fighting at all under no circumstances. People have to learn how to deal with their own issues, not you, not me, not us. So we don't take it personal. Let them deal with their own battles, let them deal with their own issues. That's why we can take the high road. It's not that we're perfect, but we're continuing learning how to become the best version of ourselves. And whatever that best version is, you decide what's the best version of you. And then we can keep going and we can take the high road and we can learn how to stay that way when it comes to picking our battles. Stand your ground. When you do have a disagreement with somebody, you got to figure out, should you let it go? Now, letting it go does not necessarily mean that you just gonna let people run all over you. No, 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 no. It is okay for us to be clear on what we believe, what our perspective is, and we can be honest about it. But it doesn't mean that we got to pick it because we want to just let somebody know that I'm right and you're wrong. You still got to figure out if that's a battle of um, figuring out whether you want to fight that battle. One thing, one of my best friends, she tells me when we going back and forth, she'll say, okay, you're right. And I probably just as wrong, but is it worth keep going on and on and on? No. So understand, go back to it is okay for us to agree to disagree. Number 7, don't fight a battle with an assumption. That's a dangerous, 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 dangerous area for us to do. And there are sometimes that we fight battles just assuming things. The least amount of knowledge that we call truth is an assumption. Statistics say that 89% of people, when they assume something, they're going to assume that it's a negative than a positive. And what I mean by that, if I call somebody 3 a.m. in the morning, the first thing that's going to come to their mind is something negative or something bad. Absolutely, positively. I posted something on Facebook a few weeks ago, and if the person hadn't called me and asked me and just had just a regular conversation about it, then they would have assumed something else. And it was totally different on what they thought it was. Our mind makes things look true. We're good at that. So if you don't have enough information or have enough evidence, just if you got to think about it, think positive. If you see me and Judy talking to one another and you come past and we're laughing and we may even point at you, the first thing our mindset takes is, oh, they're talking about me. But maybe you can shift to a positive and say, maybe they like my hair and they're pointing at it. But human nature has taught us to think and start having a negative point of view before we go into a positive. Number 8, have an exit strategy. Can you believe that you can have an exit strategy on picking your battles? You know, me and my husband, we have battles. Oh, yes, we do. We have battles. Pastor Ike and Karen, we have battles. But one thing about us, when we have the battles, we after a certain point, we say it's going nowhere. It's time to stop that. We got to figure that out. No, 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 because we'll go back and forth all day, especially me. But we've learned to have an exit strategy with our battles. And so once we realize that it is going nowhere, it's over. And 2 seconds later, we have forgotten that. We're going on to something new. And now we're laughing. We're laughing and we're laughing, and we're talking about something totally different. So we just have to try practicing better habits. And if you don't get anything else, start asking yourself the question, is this battle worth me even having a conversation about? Is it worth me even talking about it? There are some battles that we have to fight, but we want to make sure that we have a great outcome when we do fight our battles. And the 2 motivational quotes for today is, pick your battles. You don't have to show up to every argument that you are invited to. I like that. Be selective with your battles. Sometimes peace is better than being right. I like that too. And so, with that being said, I thank you all for coming on day 11. And I hope you all are getting something out of these motivational videos. We have 2 more to go. My thing that I always say, if you took the time to listen, try to find one nugget that you can run with and put it into action. I'll see you all tomorrow and have a super day.